Hello everyone and welcome! My name is Marika and this video is another video tutorial for Altenew. In this video I will show you how I made this card here. I used wild hibiscus set and the sentiment is from Sketchy Landmark set from Altenew. I have a sheet of pink vellum here. While stamping on vellum, I highly recommend using some anti-static tool to erase the static from your vellum. That way, the embossing powder sticks only there where you want it to stick. Otherwise, in particular on vellum, it may stick all over. I use Versamark ink to stamp my images. Versamark is just a sticky clear ink and it is perfect for embossing since it takes more time to dry and that way you have time to sprinkle the embossing powder. I use white pearl embossing powder from Wow to heat emboss my images. I'll use Faber-Castell polychromo pencils to color my images. When coloring with colored pencils, you may want to make sure that the nib of your pencil is very sharp to be able to get the details you want. I use 3 colors to color these flowers and I list all the colors to the upper left corner for you to follow. I start with my lightest color and start to add strokes where I think the most darkest part would be. I don't immediately know where the shadows would be, so I start by experimenting with a lighter color. If I like it, I add darker tone over it. While coloring onto a vellum and to any other paper as well, you may want to use a light hand with colored pencils. That way you are able to add more layers on top of each other and change the shade and hues of your image. With colored pencils you can get more hues out of one pencil depending on how hard you press it to the paper. When I'm satisfied where to lay down my darkest shades, I usually start there where the darkest parts are and put the heaviest pressure there. And as I make my stroke, I lighten the pressure to the end and let it fade off the paper at the end. That way you are able to avoid those hard pencil lines a little bit better. I lay my strokes in the direction and shape of a petal to give to it its shape and dimension. I'll keep coloring these flowers now, so I'll let you enjoy the coloring and I'll be back when I'm finished. Okay, now the flowers are colored. I thought you may want to see the comparison of the old frosty pink ink from Altenew to the recently released cotton candy ink. I stamped the samples for you to compare. I chose to ink up my background with frosty pink ink since I wanted it to be very subtle. I stamped the sentiment with Altenew jet black ink from Sketchy Landmark set. And then I cut masks for the flowers and ink up my background, leaving the background flowers into white. I lay my vellum flowers into their places and add a tiny bit of liquid glue in the middle, leaving the petals to stay unadhered from the paper. Now I tuck my other uncolored petals underneath the colored ones to give an illusion of more petals for these flowers. I adhere them with liquid glue in the middle. Next, I add these beautiful clear droplets with liquid glue. Then I add silver irresistible to the middle of the flowers to get more interest and contrast. I adhere the panel to my card base with my ATG tape gun. I wasn't happy with the card, so I die cut a branch from Vintage Flowers die set and trimmed it a little bit to be more gentle and adhere it to my card. Hopefully you enjoyed watching this video and found it helpful. I list all the products that I used in my blog and the link will be at the description below. Please visit Altenew blog for more inspiration. Thank you very much for your time. See you soon. Bye!